Hey, hello everyone. So today we have this PS5, the CD version, which does not power on at all. So if we connect the power, and turn it on, and try to turn it on, it will never turn on. Nothing at all. So it might be the power supply, and it might be something wrong in the motherboard. So this is actually the newer version. As you can see, the older version has a long sticker in here, so this is a newer version and has already failed. Okay, so let's try and fix this one. Let me just take it apart real quick and we will continue together. Okay, so we are almost inside. Let's test the power supply first, and then we will take apart the motherboard if the power supply is turned to be good. So now I will connect to the power. It's turned on. Let's test now how much voltage we get in here. So we are not getting anything actually. So it is the power supply. Yeah, it is the power supply. Okay, so now we know the issue is the power supply. Let's take the power supply out and see what's wrong with it. We didn't test the voltage in this connector right here. So if we test the voltage in AC mode, we have I need to change the settings of my, yeah, that is millivolt actually. So now we have 247 volts. If we connect it to the power supply and check now, we have nothing. You see, we have nothing. If I go back to AC and check the power supply, or I mean the mains, we have 245, but in this we have nothing actually. So let's try and fix the power supply of this PS5 and see what's wrong with it. Let me just take the power supply out and put everything away. Okay, so now we need to check this power supply and see why it doesn't turn on. Okay, so to take it out, to take it apart, we need to undo these two screws Okay, then we need to pry it open. When you work on power supplies like this one, always take care, because the capacitors inside it will keep holding the charge for a long time. Okay, we are finally in, so let's check what's wrong with this power supply. Okay, so if we test these big capacitors inside, how much voltage do they still have? They have nothing actually. Yeah. Let me just grab my discharge bin. So I bought this from AliExpress. It is a discharge, capacitors discharge tool. It has a lamp in here. So we need just to touch these two pins of the capacitor, and the lamp should light up if the capacitor is holding a charge. The capacitor is not holding a charge. That means the primary side is actually maybe faulty, because maybe the fuse is blown due to something. So if we take it apart like this and check the fuse is here. This is the fuse. So if we go to continuity mode and check the fuse, okay, the fuse is blown. You see, if we touch these two, but the fuse is not making a connection. So the fuse is blown. Why it is blown? Maybe there is something wrong in the primary side. So the voltage actually from the mains come through here, yeah, then to the fuse, and after the fuse it goes to some inductors, this inductor and another inductors over here, and then it finally reaches to the bridge rectifier, which is underneath this aluminum part, which is this one. If we test this in diode mode, the outer two pins are the DC side and we don't have a short. The inner parts is the AC side and they are not shorted either. So the fuse might be the only issue in this power supply. Let's check this. Let me check this diode over here. Let me just zoom in a little bit so you can see. Okay. So I'm checking this diode over here and it is not shorted. If we check these two transistors or Mosfets, we should have no short. So they are, one is here, that is good. This is a diode and the diode is good. These two are connecting together as a short, but it is not short. This is because of this resistor in here. Yeah. So I was testing these 3 pins of that transistor, and if I connect the probes to these 2 pins, they connect like a short. That's not a short, that is because of this resistor over here. Okay, so the primary side is good. The secondary side is good also. It is not shorted. So now we need just to replace that fuse and see if this power supply will come to life again. Yeah, so let me turn on my soldering station. The fuse is out. Let's wake up. Let me grab a fuse. This is a, how much is this? This is 8 amp, 250 volts. So let me grab one of these. Okay, so here is a replacement fuse. If we test this one, we should have a beep. Of this one, nothing. Okay, so let's put this fuse in and check the power supply if it will work again. Actually, I will test it with the lamp, the series lamp, to avoid this fuse from blowing again, and to see if there is actually a short in the primary side that caused this fuse to blow. Okay, okay, so now we have continuity. So if we go now to test the power supply, let me just put it in its cover so we can test it. I will connect the power supply through a series lamp, as I said. Let me just connect this one. As you can see, we have this lamp. If I turn it on right now, we should have, there is a short actually inside it. There is a short, so we need to find the short. You see, if it was directly connected, if it was directly connected to the mains, it will blow, and I will lose that fuse. So now if you see, the lamp is turning red. Now it's discharged. If we measure with the multimeter, we have 1.5 volt. So there is a short in the power supply. Let's find what is the short. I can see something actually. Actually, this transistor here is shorted. I can see it burned. I don't know if you can see it. Let's go under the microscope so you can see it. Microscope. If we turn on lights, So this transistor has a crack, as you can see, and there is some carbon deposits underneath it. Yeah, you can see. So I need to take this transistor out and test it out of circuit. Maybe that resistor is not connected. Let's check it with the microscope. This one, yeah, actually this resistor is connected between these two. As you can see, it's here and then goes there. So it is connected between these two. But let's take it out. Okay, so let me just apply a low melt solder to these joints. Okay, it's out. Now we can test this. Actually, we don't have to test it. It is cracked. It is burned. If we test it right now, in diode mode, it is shorted. So we need to change. But if we test right now these two pins, they are not making a connection. So that resistor is actually high resistance. It's around 10K, I think. Okay, so now we need to change. I think both of these need to be changed. Even this diode is faulty, I think. Let's test it. It is not shorted, but it has a lot of smoke. I don't know if it is from this transistor or Mosfet. Look, as you can see, the middle bin is actually cut out. So now we will change only this one and see if it will fix our power supply. Okay, so I had to order these MOSFETs, the 40 and 60 M2, because the ones that I got is this one is 24 and 60, and also this one, which is 18 and 60. This is actually a 18 amp MOSFET, and this is 23.5 amps, but this one is 34 amps. That is why I had to order these. So let's have one and replace the faulty one. Okay, I will apply a little bit thermal paste. Okay, so let's take these ferrites from this old one and install them in the new one. Now we can install that MOSFET and diode, and then we can test this power supply. Okay, let me just clean this area. We need to bend the middle pin. Okay, let's put some solder on one leg so it can hold, then we can solder everything. Okay, so let's put it in its case and then we'll connect it to the mains and see if it will work. We'll test it later. Let's connect the mains cord. Let's bring the series lamp so you can see it. Auxiliary camera, okay. So let's try it and hope nothing will explode. Okay. Now I think everything is okay. Do we have 12 volts? We have nothing. Do you see that? We have absolutely nothing. How much voltages do we have on this main caps? We have 340. So the primary side now is good, but we still have something wrong. As you can see, we have nothing at the output. Okay, let's turn off and check again what's wrong with this power supply. Okay, let's have a look again. It's either that this main IC is not switching, that's why we don't have a output at the secondary side, or we have something wrong in the secondary side. Okay, let's go to continuity mode. Let's see if we have a short. We don't have short at the 12-volt rail. Let's go under the microscope and inspect these resistors around here, if there is any resistor is burnt. Okay, microscope. I think this one is burnt. Yeah, we have 1 and 2. These two needs to be replaced. Okay. Now, what values are these resistors? Or is it? This one is actually good. There was something in it, but this one is burnt. This is a 10 ohm resistor. We have how much? 11 kilo ohms. So this is not good. Let's measure this one. This one should be 5.1K, I think. Yeah, 5.1, and it's reading 800, so it should be good. Let's measure these diodes. This is good, and good. So we need to replace this resistor. Okay, and let's hope this IC is good. If you try and search for this specific number, which is DAP053T, you will never find anything in the internet about it. But you can replace it with this one. Let me just show you. You can replace it with this one. This one is TEA2016AAT. Yeah, so if you have this, the main one is faulty, this one, which is DAP053T. You can use this one, which is TEA2016AAT. It's a direct replacement for this one. Okay, for now let's just replace that resistor, which should be a 10 ohm resistor. This one, and then we will try again. Yeah, let me find that resistor first. Okay, so here is a 10 ohm resistors that we can use. Let's first take this out. Okay, so this one is out. Let's take a new one and put it in there. Okay, so we replaced this resistor. It's near to this switching IC. It's this one over here. Yeah, so let's try again. This resistor might be driving this Mosfet, that's why it is blown. Okay, let's clean a little bit and cool the board. Okay, let's put it back again and test. Let's connect the mains and let's try and switch the power again. Again the lamp flashed, which is okay. Now let's test. We still have no output. There might be something wrong still on that board, or next to this main IC, I mean. We still have no output. Okay, let's do a quick inspection again and test and see what is wrong there. Let's turn off this power. Let's go back to the microscope again and do some inspection. Let me just first discharge these caps. Okay. Zero ohms, 0 ohms, 0 ohms, 0, 30 ohms, 2.74. Okay, 0, 0, 0, 69C, which is, I think, I don't know actually, but it reads 50K. Maybe it's good. 0, 0, 0, 0. Here we have another 0 ohms resistor, which is 0.224, so 22. It is reading 8 mega. Is that okay? This should be 2, 2, and then 4 zeros, so 220K, and now it is reading 5 mega. I don't think that is correct. This one 510, so it's 510. Good. 22K. Good. 0. Good. 51. Again 51. Is this open circuit? It does not read anything. And this one as well. .3 mega. It should read 7.5 mega. Why this side it doesn't read? When I flip the probes, it reads. I'll need to inspect this and this one. Let's first take this one and we will measure it again. So it should read 220K. Now it reads good actually, 196, 97, 98. It is good. Let's put it back. Okay, let's take one of those resistors. Where did they go? These two. Okay, let's measure now. Let's cool them a little bit. This one reads 3.4. Now it is good. Why in the circuit it does not read anything? And this one is good also. Let's put them back again. Okay, let's continue inspecting this board. I measured those. Let's measure these two. R012, so it should be 0.012. So it's almost 0 ohms. Yeah, both of them is good. Let's measure the diodes now. This one is it shorted or because of this resistor? It's not 0, it's read 0.046, so it's because of that resistor. I think I measured those two and this one. Let's measure these two. Good. Okay. And also this one, because of this resistor, reads both sides. This is shorted. No, it isn't. I was touching this. Okay. Good. .5, nothing. Maybe it's good. So nothing wrong. I'm suspecting this IC is to be faulty, because if we trace this resistor, where is it connected? Yeah, from this side it's connected straight to this chip, and from here it goes to, I think, this diode. Yeah, and to this resistors, these two resistors, and then here. Yeah, so maybe this IC is faulty actually. Let's try and replace it with one of these I have got here, and see if that will fix the problem. So pin number 1 is over here. As you can see, this is written over here, pin number 1, and also as you can see here we have a slot or a cut, and this one is pin number 1. So the IC is out. As you can see, this IC is and almost all components in this power supply are glued to the board, and that's why it's hard to take it out of the board. I have to rotate it, not to pull it, because if I pulled it, it might pull these traces with it, or these traces. Okay, so let's clean a little bit. And then we can install the new IC. Okay, so let's clean it a little bit. And we will try it. Okay, let's insert the power cord and let's power it up. Do we have a voltage? Why that lamp flashed? Is it start? Yes, we have voltage. As you can see, we have 11.9. So this power supply is now outputting a 12 volt. Let me disconnect. Okay, so as you can see, we replaced this IC, we replaced this IC, which was DAP, I think 053T, yes, 053T, with this one. So let's go to the microscope so we can see them. This one, the one we replaced, is DAP053T, And now on the board is a TEA2016. As you can see, TEA2016AAT. So this is a direct replacement for this IC. Yeah. So if we go to main camera, so this is actually a direct replacement IC for this IC. If you try to find that IC everywhere in the market, you will not find it. And if you do find it by any luck, you will find it extremely expensive. This one, yeah, the DAP053T. But this one is the TEA2016AAT, is very cheap and you can find it everywhere. So it's a direct replacement for this one. So the problem with this IC, with this power supply, I mean, was this tiny resistor over here, yeah, and this IC and this Mosfet. And now we can put it all together and put it on the console, and we can test if the console will work. Okay, so let me just put it back together and we will try it. Let me first discharge these capacitors. Now it's safe to touch. Let's install everything back. Also, this fuse, I forget about it. So 4 things: fuse, resistor, the main IC, and this transistor. So let's put this back to the console and we will test it. Okay, so I have it installed just enough to test it. So let's hope nothing will explode. Now I'm connecting the power supply directly to the mains, not through the series LAN. Okay, let's bring a microscope view so we can see if we have a display. Okay, this is the microscope. Let's start. It's turned on and nothing has exploded, so let's turn it on. And yes, it is turning on. Will we get a display? Let's go to okay. Let's wait for it. And yes, we got a display. We got a display, yes. So this PlayStation 5 is now fixed and the power supply is good actually. Let's wait for it again. Now we are back to the microscope. Okay, we have the white light. Back to position 4. Okay, so it's working. Yeah. Can we use PS4 controller on this one? Let's try. Okay, here is a PS4 controller. Let's insert it and see if it will work. I don't think so, but let's try it. I bought this USB wireless controller adapter for Switch, PC, Android. We can connect PS4, PS5, Switch and Xbox with this to a Switch, to a computer and a laptop. I don't know if it will work with this. I don't know actually if it is going to work. The manual says to press the PS button and the share button to pair it with this device, but I think it's not working here because it's meant for a PC and a laptop, for example. As you can see, it does not pair. So unfortunately I don't have a PS5 controller, so I can test. But now we can say that this PS5 is now fixed. I will turn it off by pressing and holding the power button, and then I will complete everything, and that's it. So this PS5 is now fixed. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much, and see you in another video.